everybody, welcome. I'm Bruce Beck. We're making a wonderful avocado soup today. Very elegant, very simple. It only has a few ingredients in it, so we have to make sure that they're all really good ingredients. And we can make the soup well in advance, and it tastes very rich, but it's actually not, so it's a good choice for entertaining. The first thing I want to do is get our stock going. You can certainly use chicken stock if you like, but we're going to garnish the soup with some seared shrimp, so therefore we'll make a quick shrimp broth to flavor our soup with. So I'm starting by pulling some shells off these shrimp. Notice these are the easy peel ones that are already cut up the back, so that makes it much easier. I'm going to leave the last little shell joint on there, and then we'll just get some of those shells into our stock pot. I chose shrimp stock for this recipe because we're garnishing with shrimp. It gives us a little bit better flavor, but chicken stock is just fine. So I've got some shells in there. I need just a few other things. How about a bay leaf and a sprig of thyme and a couple of parsley stems, just the stems. The leaves we can use for other things, and this celery stalk I can chunk up a little bit. A piece of onion. Notice this is white onion, which is the cooking onion of Mexico. Well, I've been cooking Mexican for so long that I've started using white onions for everything. So to that we will add a little white wine and some water, and we'll get this started. We need to end up with about a quart of stock, so if we need to add a little more water along the way, we will. There's a little salt. And then the other little goodie we can get going before we start with our avocados is our tortilla garnish for the soup. If you have a deep fat fryer going, great, do it. Get them nice and crisp. But it's also possible to do this in the oven, so I thought we would do it that way. Okay. So there's some shreds, corn tortillas, and I'm going to add a little canola oil to that, about a tablespoon or so, or two, and shake it up so that we get a nice little film of oil. Spread them out on a baking sheet and into a 350 oven. So we'll check on these in about 15 or 20 minutes and see how they're doing. We have some avocados, and that's our main ingredient. Very pretty little avocados I got from a street vendor a couple of days ago. This is the best avocado. It looks to be absolutely gorgeous, and we'll find out right now. Hey, nice. Okay, so what you need is probably 3 good-sized avocados for this recipe. I'm just going to chop that flesh up a little and scoop it out. Yeah, this is a recipe that I created for my classes at the New School years ago. I developed it so that we would have something really fast and elegant to make for a nice dinner party. It's not really a Mexican recipe, but it has Mexican inspiration. I fell in love with Mexico and Mexican food about 20 years ago. I was very fortunate. My mentor was Josefina Howard, the creator of Rosa Mexicano restaurants. And I've also had owned 2 Mexican restaurants through the years. So we're ready to move on now. The stock has been simmering for slice. Here's a bit of salt. And so we're just going to start processing this. This hand blender is just dandy for this. So we're going to just jump in. This will take a few minutes. We want to get it pretty smooth. When it's getting nice and smooth, then we can add our stock and process that in the rest of the way. Okay, now that's fairly smooth, and so now let me strain the stock. Then we'll start to process in the hot broth. The boiling broth will not actually cook anything. Take the raw edge of the flavor off with the chile and the onion. So that they won't taste raw. So now we need a little bit of lime juice. That's really about it for this soup. You can serve it as soon as it's made if you want to, while it's still slightly warm. But especially in warm weather, it's nice to chill it and then serve it later. I'll give this one last little blend, make sure it's nice and smooth. I'll give it a taste and see where we are. We'll want to taste it again later before we serve it. It's good. There it is. So let's then cover this and put it in the refrigerator. One important thing to remember here is we don't want the avocados to oxidize and turn nasty shades of brown, gray. So let's cover, or we just want to make sure that we cover it right down on the surface so that we're not exposing the surface of the air to oxygen. Into the fridge. And so now it's time to sear our shrimp. They need a little salt and a little cayenne on each side. Look how much more evenly the salt and the cayenne sprinkle from a distance than close up. So you get a much smoother coating that way. Salt and cayenne. And so we need a couple of tablespoons of canola oil. And then I'll lay in the shrimp. So when you're putting things into a hot pan, make sure you always do it down and away from you, so if it splashes away. All you have to do is look at that center line that you created with your scissors or your knife. And as soon as it's opaque to the center line, then you turn it over and again cook it until it's opaque to the center line. And it's done. So when they have a little color, you have the bottom half of that is turning pale pink and opaque up to the center line. Time to turn. And I'm going to turn them over essentially in the same order in which I put them in the pan. And again, maybe another minute. And that's it. They're done. So let me pull those off. And then we will check on our tortilla crisps, see if they're ready. They probably need a little bit more time, but we'll take it. Let's see if our crisps are crisp. Okay, so nice and crisp. Put some of those in the dish fish for serving. Ooh, they're hot. Getting ready to serve. The best part.
It's ready.
Just give the soup a final taste. Make sure got it. Well, maybe just a tiny bit more salt. Garnish this with some of our seared shrimp. Crema is the generic term for cream, of course, in Spanish. And in Mexico, cream is matured, it's cultured, so it is actually creme fraiche. So Mexican crema is absolutely delicious, and it's very rich, and it's much better than American sour creams.
Gorgeous.